enjoyed the challenge of Kevin MacDonald. Now, if you were to say compare the Cofnas critique with Kevin MacDonald's work, I think Nathan Cofnas' critique is much stronger. He fashions an argument, he cites sources, and now Cofnas will argue that sometimes he misreads sources or distorts sources. All my conversations with Kevin, I enjoyed reading Kevin's books and his articles. I enjoyed the challenge. It's like playing tennis for me. Some people like to play tennis. I like to play tennis over YouTube, where someone swats an idea to me and then I swat it back. If someone wasn't smashing the ball back at me, then it would be boring. So I'm glad for the Kevin MacDonald challenge. I identify with his, kind of lonely pursuit of what he regards as truth. I admire his courage, even though I agree with many of the Nathan Cofnas critiques of his work.
And what do you think of Candace Owens? Is she really more than an attention seeker? I do think she is an attention seeker, but I do think she's very intelligent. She actually is of West Indian background as well, and she is someone who I think wants to generate controversy, but at the same time, she does so in a fashion that is rather intellectual. I think she is very much a product of this day and age where you have these media sensationalists who say X, Y, and Z, and they don't think about much more than getting publicity for themselves.
I think that Candace Owens reacts to incentives just like everyone else. She can be the queen of the right by taking these right-wing positions. I think she's more than an attention seeker. She does some incredibly brave work. I think she's in the top 1% of black pundits, of which I'm aware. I mean, it's not fair to judge her against, say, a university professor. She's in the punditry game, and pundits make their living and rise or fall in influence by dishing out to people what they want to hear. So given the constraints of the genre in which she works in, I think she often does extraordinarily good work. Now, I think she's absolutely nuts on some things, but there's no essential Candace Owens, just like there's no essential Joseph Cotto, and there's no essential Luke Ford. In some things, I am, the slimiest, most dishonest, disagreeable, disgusting person you'll ever meet. In other things, I'm honest and forthright and courageous. In other things, I'm absolutely cowardly. Nobody is honest in all things. Nobody is strong in all things. Nobody is courageous in all things. It's all situational. So it's not like there's an essential self. It's not like, oh, if you know someone's black, then you know who they are. Or if you know someone's Jewish, then you know who they are. Or if you know that someone is like a truth seeker, then you know who they are. The left is right in criticizing like racial determinism, that if someone is of this race, therefore they must be X, Y, Z. But the same thing is true for all sorts of other traits. So just because someone sucked a cock, one day in prison, doesn't mean he's a cocksucker. Just because someone is like an attention getter in one aspect of their life, in interpersonal relations, they may not be that way. Someone may be the life of the party in one instance and be incredibly quiet and introspective in another instance.